So we move on to our main, a stuffed chicken breast.
Wow, that sounds divine.
That does sound divine, and you know it because every time we go to a restaurant, you order a carpetbagger.
Oh, is that the same thing?
That's right. All that it is a chicken stuffed breast. So for that, you need some really nice chicken fillet. Remember, this is completely deboned. And what we have done is very carefully slit it down the middle. I'm going to ask you to do that, please.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is you're just going to make a little incision, but you're going to be very careful that you don't slice them through.
What about my fingers?
No. So do you want me to help you with that?
No, you're
You know,
worried
you're
about
just going to point the
slicing
knife into it first,
Okay.
sideways.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and then?
Yes, very gently and carefully. You lie. Right, so wonderful. Stop.
Stop.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Kabeshan has made an incision. He's made a hole here. So this means that we are not going to be able to.
Wow, this is done so nicely.
Yes.
I did this earlier.
In your dreams. Right, so there we go. You do not want this to have any little escape routes. So all we're doing is we are filleting this
Fillet.
chicken fillet. And we've made a little pocket. So when we close this now, you see there's a little pocket in here. All right, so here we go, a pocket. But remember, the chicken breasts have not been seasoned in any way. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to very lightly salt it. We're
Chili
using
salt,
some
right.
chili salt. Wonderful. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of garlic powder in there because I like garlic powder.
I know.
And the idea is that we don't want to over season it because we have quite a yummy, and I'm putting in some extra special dhania and jeera powder. It's lovely, majestic spice. Smell this. Ooh,
Wow.
love it. All right, so here goes. Kabeshan is lightly massaging those little fillets, massaging, massaging the spice into it, patting it in. There we go. Seasoned, lightly seasoned. It's not too much of a spicy dish. It's actually quite creamy. And we have chosen to use a mushroom filling. Now to make up the mushroom filling, we've got some chopped onion. We've got some mushrooms, of course. So I've sauteed the onions and I've put in the mushrooms.
Okay.
Right, and of course I've added some crushed garlic. So here's the crushed garlic, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic in here. We have also seasoned that. I haven't put any chili in here. And of course, we then have some grated mozzarella. So what we're going to, and I've added some butter. I fried the mushroom and the onion in this butter, about a tablespoon of butter. So there we go. We have a nice glossy and done mushroom and onion in there.
So that's now going to be stuffed into the chicken,
Right, in order to stuff this,
So-
the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the little pocket. I'm going to take a heaped teaspoon or a flat tablespoon of the filling, and I'm going to put this into the little pocket, all right? And I'm going to just place it there on the side.
That's it?
Yes, so could you do the other two while I beat up an egg?
So what's the egg for?
The egg is to get the crumbs to stick. Actually, you being over generous there. Now, if you do this that Kabeshan's doing, I love that you are here because we can cover all the troubleshooting by all the wonderful things that you so beautifully and innocently do. Right, so I've beat up an egg. So there's the egg all beat up. Here we go.
There we go. All right, so that's done.
That is done.
Okay.
So I have some flour in that little bowl. So can I ask you now, this flour as well has been seasoned.
Now.
I've added some salt. We've just put some chili salt in here. So at this stage, if you wanted to add some pepper, if you wanted to add some turmeric, or if you wanted to add some chili, you could very well do this to the seasoned powder
Okay.
flour. But my son does not like it to be over spicy, so I'm not going to do much else than add a little pinch of chili salt.
But if I was eating it, it would be very spicy, although I don't like. Okay. spices.
Are
as
you
well.
complaining about
No,
something?
Nothing.
All right, and here I have some panko crumbs. You remember them because we use them in the fish cakes, and lovely and crunchy, crisp breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Step one is very carefully pick up the pocket of the fillets that you have stuffed. We are going to just gently dunk it into the
flour.
seasoned flour. And of
Okay.
course, you go wild with this. If you want a really spicy flour, a spicy taste, you will season the flour accordingly. But I've just put some pepper and salt and some chili. And there we go. We have a fillet,
You put it in the egg.
which I'm going to now very lightly and gently dunk into the egg. And step 3, I'm very lightly going to dunk it into the...
So I just stand and watch.
You stand and do the other
Very good.
2.
Oh,
All right. And there we go.
Right.
We've got that
a lovely
done.
Color to it.
And I'm going
That's
to
the
place
egg.
it with the other 3 that I have completed. So there we have it. We have a filleted, crumbed chicken carpetbagger.
So should I do these? two
You
bits?
certainly must try
There
because
you
when you
go.
need to...
So can the filling, so very gently,
Yes.
can the filling be whatever you want it to be? Is there
Well,
a limit
yes.
to?
So my son loves mushroom and onion. So I've used the mushroom and onion filling.
Oh,
And I really like to get some spinach and feta in these little pouches. So what I have done is I've added some mozzarella for my daughters who like to have a really nice cheesy filling. But my son doesn't like to have any cheese in the mushroom and onion. So we've done a couple with cheese and some without cheese. I prefer the cheese because it makes it a really creamy and filling, a creamy moist filling.
So what happens? You just open this up and put the cheese in?
Well, if we wanted to, let me just
Let's
show
just
you.
try.
Right, so I would just put some cheese in there, like that. Not too much, but remember as well, your filling must be nice and cool because otherwise your cheese is just going to melt immediately. So we just got that right nicely in there.
No, but I think this, okay. It's going to not fall out?
No, it won't. It's going to blend in very nicely. It's going to
Just
bind
Gently.
gently. Look like a little fairy doing that.
Please contact our marketing team to invest in advertisement airtime on this show. Email love@firstbite34@gmail.com.
So as you can see, we've got the pan on, we've got the oil heated up very nicely, and we're going to just pick up a single one of the fillets. Just dust out the extra crumbs.
That you put on, right?
Yes. And we're going to place it in the oil. I would do these one at a time or 2 at a time and just let them fry very gently. Remember, you've got to be very careful with them or the filling will, the pocket will open
okay,
and the
yeah.
filling will
Spill
spill
out.
out. And the last thing you want is to have the oil in a mess and your fillet in a mess. All right?
Okay.
So we want to get that done. It's going to brown on the one side. Remember, the chicken fillet will cook quite easily on moderate heat. And your filling is cooked already, so we don't have to worry about the inside. But the heat of it, if you've added the cheese, is going to be able to melt that cheese so beautifully. So there you go. Look how beautifully golden and crisp that is.
Okay, I'm assuming this is the one without the cheese, right?
Actually, now I don't know.
Okay.
But when we're going to serve it, we will
Find
just find out then. So we're going to turn this quite gently. And do you see how beautifully browned it is?
Okay.
So once we've done this, we've browned the crumbs on the outside, but we do want the chicken to cook still. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to place it on a pan, and we are then going to stick this in the oven so it cooks gently.
Okay.
All right, so
So
can you pick up that
These
pan
are the
for
ones
me?
that we've already had in the oven.
Oops.
Had in the oven.
Right, so can you pass me that?
Put a few more in there.
There you go.
Okay, so how long do you put it in the oven for?
I would leave that in the oven to cook for 20 minutes. So it's been 20 minutes, and I think it's a nice enough time to check those 2 chicken breasts. So, Kabeshan, you're putting on some safety gloves.
Okay.
How's that? Do you want this other one?
Put this, no. Put it here.
Yes. There we got it. How do we know it's done? Oh, it looks tender and beautiful. And that's our carpetbagger filled chicken breast.